Hello,
Hello.
hello
Hi.
everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone tuning in, and those who will watch the live, rather replay later. Thank you so much. Today we're excited because we are on our 20th episode.
Yes.
So so far so good. I hope the audience y'all are loving it. So we'll just quickly introduce ourselves. My name is Elvira.
And my name is Vikas.
We are children of God, along with our son Levi, and we are originally from India, but we have lived in the UAE for about 2 decades, and we recently moved to Canada about 15 months back. We come with strong backgrounds from the oil and gas field sector, as well as
Heavy equipment machinery.
yes.
Yeah.
And we started this business around 9 months now, and we are loving it so far.
Yes.
And also, along with us, we have Sheetal, our mentor. Sheetal, if you can introduce yourself, please.
Hello everyone. Namaste, namaskar and vanakkam. My name is Sheetal, a proud child of God. I'm a mother of three amazing young boys, a teacher by profession, and I've been doing this online business for around 4 years, and I proudly call myself as a teacherpreneur. I also come from Mumbai, India, and currently living in Abu Dhabi, UAE with my family. And this journey has been an amazing journey for me as an entrepreneur, as a teacherpreneur. I just love every day of what I do, and I am just amazed at what things are in store for me through this journey. So that's about me, and we will bring in our guest for tonight, and she's an amazing coach, a strategist in our community. So let's welcome our guest, Dorothy. Hi, good evening. How are you?
Hi, good evening. How are you doing? Thank you
We
for
are doing good.
inviting me here.
Thank you for accepting our invitation and joining us. I know you are very busy,
Thank you.
being the leader in the community. I know it's a busy person you are, and
Mm,
thank you for
thank
accepting our
you.
invitation. Thank you so much. So
Yes, thank you.
we will not waste your time. Without wasting your time, we will move on to our first questions for you.
Okay.
Okay, Dorothy, can you introduce yourself and share the reason you started this online business?
Wow, that's an amazing question. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes,
Okay,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
perfect. So, actually, my name is Dorothy Nakalima, and I'm originally from Uganda. I came in the United States in 2019, and professionally back home, I was a nurse. And here in the US, actually back home I was a nurse. Unfortunately, I think I'm the first Ugandan nurse to practice my professional just for 2 months and I left. Why? Africans, we have underpay. So I
Oh,
decided to go into safety and environment officer. So I was an entrepreneur, so I didn't settle for less. Even back home, I didn't settle for less. So when I came here, I did anti-money laundering analyst, and my second job was safety and environment officer. But I didn't want to start from scratch. That's my main biggest reason why I didn't go back even into my nursing field because I know it was demanding, but I need time for myself. I'm a mother of two, a boy and a girl, and a wife, and currently I'm a pro digital business coach. So that's my main biggest reason why I started the digital business. It's because of my kids. I realized that into these developed countries, you need to trade in a lot of time to make money. And when it comes to where I come from in Africa, I believe it's the same thing as India, right? There is that family oriented thing. And I
yes.
realized that into this country, it's kind of selfish when it comes to family. This is where I first saw my first time to see a child letting the parent paying rent in their own house. So it is that
Oh,
kind of selfish. And I decided to start searching something I can do because my little boy started to work without me knowing because I had two jobs. I used to leave my house like around 5:30, and I drop my little kid at 6. I have to start at 6:30, and I leave at around 2. My first job and my second job starts at 3, and I leave at 10 p.m. So I used to pay 2 daycares. I used to pay the daycare, and I used to pay the babysitters, because the baby
Oh,
care, the daycare used to actually, I think, end at around 5 p.m. So I need to hire a babysitter to go and pick and then find him at the babysitter's home, and that is around 10:30, because I used to leave my work at 10 p.m. So that is the main biggest reason, I should say, why I ended up starting a digital business. And on top of that, myself, I started to develop some healthy conditions because of my kind of work. And my doctors were recommending me to stop working for 6 months. So that is the real reality when it kicked in. And when I sat down, I saw that I was missing a lot of milestones. And now I'm stopping to, the doctors are stopping me to work for like 6 months because I had very, very bad back pain, whereby I need to get injections whenever I feel that pain for me to relieve it. So they were planning for operation, and I wasn't ready for that because I was alone and no family by that time. So operation with a little kid, I was really afraid. And when I spoke to my parents, they were like, "Dorothy, come back home." So
mm,
was the time I'm like, I need now to look for something. How do other people survive? How are they making money without them trading in time? And I realized that when I went around and started to search, I landed on this opportunity. But I don't want to lie you that it's the only thing I've ever done. I've ever tried a lot of businesses before, including Amazon, Shopify, the financial literacy. When you are on that journey, you definitely get a lot of things coming across. But well, I tried them, but it didn't give me what I was really looking for. But when I landed on this business, actually, it was around 2022 July, and I've never gone back till to date. I started it like any other business, to be honest. And but I didn't see even I can fire my employer within 9 months. I was just looking to supplement my income. I was actually looking for an online business where I can make $50 daily, just to cut off my other second job. At least it can take care of my rent. And yeah, that's how I landed on this amazing business. And since then, I've never gone back. Now, from 2023, around September till to date, I've never reported back to my regular jobs. And I don't think I'm going to report, because I actually I fired them. So I don't think, I feel like I will be cheating myself if I'm to go back to become employee again. So those are my main reasons as to why.
wow. As a new immigrant, we think that, every when we go through something, we think
Mhm.
that that is the ultimate, like, but when we
Yeah.
hear stories like this, like yourself,
Mhm.
we are like, wow, you've done everything. You have moved from nurse to safety officer, and then
Wow.
having to put your children in the daycare, and then from daycare to a nanny, at all at the same time, plus your medical condition also. So really, you have gone through tough time, and you've I would say come out like valiantly, like you really fought everything, and you've
Mhm.
found something that works for you. You did test other waters as well, and when you
Mhm.
found this one business platform that really worked for you in every aspect of your life, you just
Yeah.
jumped in, and you're really, you're doing really well, Coach Dorothy. So hats off to you, and congratulations on that.
Thank you.
So moving on to second question, Dorothy.
Mhm.
Is the training and system the same for everyone, or does it change from person to person?
Okay. Well, actually, when it comes to the training, I should say it's for everyone. However, It's for those who are willing to learn, those who are coachable, those who are mentable. So I do believe it's for everyone because I didn't grow up when I know all the nursing duties. I didn't grow up when I know the safety duties or the anti-money laundering duties, but it's all about the learning phase, right? And when you are basically trying to start a business, or when you are transiting, or when you are really focusing on you being successful, you have to be open-minded, right? You have to be willing to learn. So to my understanding, that training, it's really for everyone, and it's not that somebody should, let's say that they cannot do it, or it's not for me. As long as you're coachable, as long as you're mentable. We have people in our community at 64, at 74, we have this senior group and they're doing it. So to my understanding, as long as you're coachable, as long as you're mentable, this training, it's a video-based training. And the best part of it is that you take your own, you do everything on your own pace. You don't have to put that pressure on yourself, because at the end of the day, you owning a business, you came to have that freedom. Why should you have to be on that pressure of whereby like somebody's forcing you, somebody's telling you to do this, oh, you need to be done this, you need to do this. So to me, that was very, very important to me, because when it comes to that training with my busy schedule and most of the other businesses, the reason why I failed, it was because of the schedule. And when I landed on this one, it was resonating with me, whereby I just plug in, log in, watch the video, do what it's a monkey see, monkey do, right? So watch the video, do what it tells you to do. So it's really for everybody, according to my understanding, but you have to come with a coachable and mentable mind.
Yeah, it's so nice to hear about it.
Yeah, what you mentioned, I like that, what monkey see, monkey do. Yeah, it's actually as simple as that, right? And you mentioned even the age bracket that's there in our community, right from like 18 years old until even 60, 70. Lately, I've seen somebody join the business 71 years. So that's really, and it's as simple as just your basic ABCs kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, and if you have also the right mindset, I believe you should have the right mindset,
Exactly.
coachable, accountable. At the same time, what I've seen and what I've felt is that while developing those, you automatically get the leadership skills as well.
Yes.
Because yeah, you start in as a mentee, then you become a mentor, then you become a coach, so you're already a leader. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So yeah, this business is provides all those um, uh, opportunities as well.
Mhm.
You like to say something, add, Sito? Okay.
No, that's it. Yeah, it's all covered by y'all. So thanks. We'll move on to our next question. So, did you ever imagine quitting your job within 9 months of starting your business? And was it a hard decision?
Wow, what a wonderful question. To be honest with you, it wasn't a hard decision for me. And I didn't imagine quitting my job, because we all know from a young age till today, even if I ask my little kid of 6 years, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a doctor. I want to be a pilot. I want to be this. So when it comes to quitting, it wasn't in my mind in the beginning, because we grew up from a young age when they're teaching us all that, right? Go to
Yes.
school, have a degree, and then get a job. And they're telling us, get a secure job. But for nowadays, we don't have a secure job, right? It's
Yes.
just one click away your employer to say, I'm going to close my company. I'm going to sell out my company. I'm closing it. So you need to find your way at the end of the day. So when I was quitting my job, to be honest, it wasn't even in my mind, but I just saw it coming automatically. And I think the main reason it's because I was focusing on my destination. I was not just focusing on making money. Because I realized that the reason why I was failing into the other businesses, it's because I was focusing on money. When I went into Amazon, people say they can make 300,000 US dollars a month, and invested, I think, closely to 20,000 US dollars. And I made just $500. So, and I realized a lot of lessons I learned in the other businesses, and I thank God that I went through them. Maybe even this business would have not worked for me if I had the other mindset. So when I started this business, I focused a lot on my why. I focused a lot something which is beyond money. I was looking for freedom, and I was looking to build generational wealth, because I realized that when it comes to school, there is no way they are going to teach us on how to start our own businesses. They're teaching us on how to go apply for jobs, look for job, get a finish study, go and apply for that, or secure a job. When it comes to start a business, it's on actually on your journey. You have to figure it out yourself. And in school, we are taught on just living that paycheck, on just living a salary. We were not taught on how to be productive. We were taught to
Yes.
be busy, right? Go get a job, rules, regulations, terms and conditions, follow these. They don't teach us on how you can create your own path and follow your destination, not somebody's destination. So I realized that when I started my business, I focused on building generational wealth. I focused on having freedom back to me, because we were waking up at 4 a.m. Since I think I started to wake up at 4 a.m. since I was in, I think, primary five back home, because, you need to be at school at around sometimes 6:30, sometimes 7 a.m. So when I went into secondary school, I thought like, oh, I'm gonna have like 3 subjects, 4 subjects. I see people getting 2 books, 3 books. I'm like, okay, I will not wake up very early in the morning. And then it became worse, whereby I have to wake up at 3 a.m., morning preps. And then I'm like, okay, let me finish my university. I went to the university. I finished the university. I'm like, okay, I'm now going to start to live life on my own
Mm,
time. Oh my
mm,
God, it was worse, because this is where you have rules and conditions. You are still on alarm. You need to set up your alarm to wake
yes.
up, go to regular job. And there are conditions. Today you're late. Today is this. And there is that pressure. For example, in my anti-money laundering, sometimes at the safety, there are whereby that you have this weekly meeting talking about on how the company can make more profit. As a safety, you need to do this. What you need to do, we need to do this. We need to do this. I believe a lot of corporate companies have this. You have those weekly or monthly meetings. Basically,
Yes.
they're trying to see how they can even make more profit. But I've never think of how you can, um, you can, they can increase your paycheck. It doesn't
Mm,
how much you can say, oh, this month I made this much for the company. My dear, year in, year out, your paycheck will never change. It might maybe change for some good 5 years, but they're going to be just cents. So to that, I promised myself that in whatever business I'm going to start again, I need to focus on my biggest why. I need to focus on why I'm starting this business, and that why it has to be big enough, which is even beyond money. So I was focusing to build generational wealth, because I realized that my kids, well, you could afford to take them to private schools and have that good education, but guess what, if you do not change their mindset from the word go while seeing you doing things differently, trust me, at the end of the day they will still come back from a paycheck. It doesn't matter, even if they are doctors, even if they are lawyers, they will still come back into the paycheck, where they cannot live life on their own time. So for me, I was like, I need to be the last person I need to break this generational system. struggle, financial generational struggle in my family. And that's when I started to say, okay, if I make this math 10,000, how can I multiply my 10,000 into 20,000? I cannot do it if I'm still working 9 to 5 because I need to trade in like a lot of time. I need now to have 2 jobs or even not sleeping day and night. But I want to still have my 8 hours and I want to still convert these 8 hours per day to start making at least 10,000 at the end of the month or even beyond. So when I started to look onto my destination, then quitting the job, actually the way I started to quit the job, it was even accidentally to me because this is where my business started to grow. I started to make like about 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 a month. And sometimes, in business, the thing is you customers, they are your people, right? That is where you make money. I remember always my customers used to reach out to me, my clients used to call me, but this is where I need to run to the bathroom to talk to them. I can't talk to them when my manager is seeing, when my supervisor is seeing, sometimes when even my boss is around. I'm like, wait a second. I invested into this business to build my legacy. How comes that I have even to first hide myself to talk to my clients where I invested money, but I was building somebody else's legacy. So when I came back, I was like, anyway, I was praying for this and God brought everything on my table, but I'm kind of pushing it away on my table. I'm like, I need to do things differently. And that's how I actually ended up like writing that later. I'm like, you know what? I'm ending this. Mhm.
Wow. Wow. That was a lovely, lovely answer. I totally resonate with, I know that even Vikas and Elvira will resonate with your answer that we all came into this business because we have the biggest why. We should know our why. Then your path or
Mhm.
your journey in this business, you know what you have to do. You know how to go around in this. And I also loved what you said is that this you're also not only thinking about money, you're building something beyond money. You're building a legacy for your children. We are doing so many things. We are working 9 to 5. We wake up early in the morning and we set up the alarm clock. Even if our eyes are not opening up, we have to wake up. So why can't we do something that will leave a legacy for our kids? We cannot leave our jobs, our salaries to our children, but we
Yeah.
can leave this business as a legacy. That's the beauty of this business that I totally resonate as a working mother. I totally resonate how much struggle it is to manage all of it, and how I'm slowly, gradually building that legacy for my boys. And the same for Vikas and Elvira, and for you, Coach Dorothy. You're building that too for your children, and this is possible in this business. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So we move to our next question here.
Okay. So, coach, as a leader, as a coach in our community, what personal and business changes have you seen in yourself?
All right. Thank you so much for that question. Actually, as a leader in my community or in our community, what personally have I get and changes I have in myself, I've seen basically there's a lot of things or where should I start? Should I start from the business side or the personal side? I
Just go ahead. Just go
Yeah.
ahead. Feel free.
All right. So, to be honest with you, let me start with the business side of it. It's it's kind of two in one. In my 3 years in the digital business, I learned a truth that almost broke me before it built me. And this is where I had to separate affairs of the heart from affairs of my purpose, because I used to carry everything in one basket. And on top of that, Those are my feelings. Those are my fears, my disappointments. And then I wonder why I felt so heavy. So I learned I learned that not actually everyone will clap for you. Not everyone will stay. Not everyone who loves you will understand what your calling is. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, your calling cannot be the same as your parents or your guardians or your siblings or even your best friends. So when I stopped mixing my emotions with my mission, and when I stopped letting my personal storms enter my business, that's when I finally began to grow. And so today, I always tell people that if your heart is feeling hard, allow it to heal, but don't let it silence your purpose. And that is what I actually learned in my 3 years. And that's the 3 years of the digital business has taught me, protect your heart, but protect your destiny even more. And when it comes to the business side of it, there's a lot of things. Even sometimes my mom always tells me that this is not the Dorothy we knew 10 years ago. This is somebody else. And well, I wasn't a social media person at the beginning. And this is whereby I was very, very secret. I'm not a people person. I love my space. I always indoors. And even back home when my parents use, we have like visitors at home. I'm like one of the kids who just come and say hello, hi, how you doing, blah blah. 2 minutes, I'm gonna leave the place and go back to my bedroom. So I wasn't a person who is like a people person. And then when my mom even saw my first video, a friend of hers is the one sent her my first video on Medium. And then my mom was like, "Is this the Dorothy we know?" Because it's because I wasn't that person. And because of this business, I have the confidence. I built that confidence. Well, in my safety job, I had it, but wasn't on a media. It's just like 100 people are, in the meeting around you on the sites, blah blah, but not this, media thing whereby I don't know, media is something else, right? So I wasn't that person, but because of this business, actually I saw myself growing. Even if I go to my first video, I think my first video it was around July 2023. That was my first video for me to like come on a live like this one. And when I look at it, I was like, what am I even saying? What am I so I was thinking what? So but when I see myself right now, I see a lot of things changing. When it comes to mindset, this business taught me that a mindset is like a garden. So what you're planting each day is what you're going to sow at the end of the day. And it taught me to plant in my garden the valuable things than things which are not valuable to me. And I learned a lot of skills. And it even taught me that a skill is a critical, I say it's something which is critical to your success, because at the end of the day, that's the reason as to why supervisors, managers, contractors, bosses, they go for meetings. They can tell you that, oh, your employer is out of the country for like 2 months. These people are going for seminar. These people are going for webinars. These people are going for big meetings with other people. But we employees, we are just seated, clock in, clock out. Like our mindset, we don't use it, right? And at the end of the day, whatever they go and bring to the other side from their meetings, sometimes it is on how to multiply their income. So if these AIs are coming right now, some of the employers are trying to leverage. They are going to fire you any day, any time. But for you, you're stranded. That's why most people, when they lose their jobs, they're kind of, the world is ended. They don't know what to do next because they were stranded. And when it comes to health, it taught me that health is my vehicle. And your vehicle, trust me, once it's breakdown, you can't go anywhere. And when I was in my regular job, I realized that I was not taking care of myself. That's why even when I visited the hospital, the doctors were like, you need to stop working for like around 6 months. But this is a vehicle to me. If it breaks down, nothing I'm gonna do. This is why I use even to postpone my annual health appointment. Sometimes I don't even call. And I realize that this is where most of immigrants, when you look at their history, sometimes we don't have diseases killing us. You just collapse from nowhere, heart attack. And this business taught me to take care of my health first than anything else, because it brings me, actually it gives me that breathing space whereby I have that time now to think about myself, me, not anybody, not the assignments I have. Because I used to go back home, I pull up my laptop, I have already signed out, but because I need an assignment to be done, I'm still on
Yes.
assignment of somebody. So I'm like, okay, it taught me that too, that health, it doesn't matter how much money we make, health is first. But when it comes, whereby in these countries, you will realize that your body is demanding for retirement before your retirement age. So this business taught me that, because when I was still working my regular jobs, this is where I didn't have a breathing space, but my bosses were the breathing under my neck. So, and the other thing, it taught me to focus. Because before, I was not focusing, I was everywhere. I was like, oh, I need to finish this, I need to finish this, I need to finish this. But focusing, it's like a muscle. But whatever I was focusing on, I was focusing on somebody else's growth, not mine. So for my side, it really taught me a lot of things, and the knowledge. I learned about to be creative, and I learned about contribution, because I contribute for myself, I contribute for my other people, I contribute for my team, because in contribution, that's where growth comes from. That's why bosses, they do contribute. That's the reason as to why you're able to apply for that job. They're contributing something to your family. That's your salary. So if you learn how to start contributing, how to build, how to create, you will end up when his money is coming automatically. So basically, that is what this business taught me. When it comes to the personal, I have a lot of personal growth, and probably that is it when it comes to what the business taught me.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for that. You're so right. When it's like a refined Dorothy, Coach Dorothy, a refined new version of you, and definitely it's all for the positive. I'm sure when your mom saw your first video, she was definitely also, she would have made that statement in a way of surprise, and she would have been definitely happy for you. So that's their personal front, and
Mm.
a lot of things that you spoke about, right? Even in an corporate world, when you work as an employee, so many key aspects you pointed out, which is really something to ponder and think upon. Like, even if management higher level, they go for these trainings or webinars or seminars and conferences, they're speaking about the welfare of the company, but then what do we get, right, as employees? Also, for me, as I came from a oil and gas field sector, I loved the company, I loved the people, everything was so awesome about it. But the unfortunate thing is that you become redundant in your head
Yeah.
somewhere. You're doing that one thing for so long time, and then
Mhm.
when you suddenly are put in a position of change, you doubt yourself, because you've been doing that for, like, for me, I've been doing that for almost two decades. So
Oh,
uh, you know when you come out of that, then you have the other areas in your life about your family, about your age and everything, which does not cooperate with you moving on to the next big change. So thank you so much for that, coach.
You're welcome.
Okay, the fifth question is if someone is very busy and has no time, how
Mhm.
can they still do this business?
Oh my God. So anybody who is busy, they should sit down and let them get a difference between being busy
Mhm.
versus being productive. Because I was busy too. I wasn't productive. I was busy too. I was making my $10,000 per month, but at the end of the day, I don't even have $500 on my account at the end of the month. But you can see on your account, yes, this came, you pay this and this. Before you know it, you have nothing. It means you're just busy. If you are busy but you're still struggling, if you're busy but you're still in a survival mode, you're not busy, you're not productive, you're just busy. And you need to understand the real difference between you being busy and you being productive. And to me, I always call it movement versus progress. So if you're busy, you're just moving. You will move year in, year out. You will go to your regular job. You come back, clock in, clock out, come back, sleep, go to another job. You're just in that movement. You're just moving, right? But when it comes to busy means you're doing many things with no results.
Mhm.
And productive, doing the right thing. That's when I landed on our system, I almost cried. I was like, why don't these schools teach us this kind, at least we should have this kind of, should I call it, some knowledge when it comes
Yeah.
to business, a little bit, okay, at least by the time you graduate and do everything, you have a stack on where you can,
Yeah.
see and see what you can start, where you can start from. So I realized that being busy, it's you doing many things, and productive, doing the right thing, however much it is small. Let me tell you this: a person who is productive, they can make $1,000 per hour. A person who is busy cannot even make half of it. Because if you're a nurse, let's say you're making $100 per hour. For you to make $1,000, do you know how many hours do you need to work? So if you're productive, it means you will have that mindset of multiplying this $100 into $1,000 in that 1 hour. You cannot do it if you're working for somebody. You can do it if you created something for yourself, if you're owning something. As we speak today, who knows how much money Apple device makes in just 1 hour? Why? They created something. They are owning something. We can know how much McDonald's can make in just 1 hour. And this is even a franchise business, by the way. So it means you, an employee, you're just being busy. You're not productive. Being productive, if you're an employee and you can multiply, live life on your own terms without you trading in a lot of time, then that is a productive way. So, and the other thing is that you need to, should I say, reactive versus intentional. So if you're busy, you're just reactive. If you're productive, you're doing something with intention. So this is where busy people react. You will react on anything. Oh, my boss is calling. Okay, what should I do? Okay, I'm gonna do it within 2 minutes. Okay, if you're a manager, you're gonna start to call all your supervisors and other employees. My boss is coming. You're reacting. So, but if you're productive, your plan, like people plan and prioritize.
Mhm.
So if you learn those things, you will end up seeing, actually, you will first hate yourself. You will see that you don't love yourself at the end of the day. If you get to break down these things, to me, I even spent like 2 days without even working, without doing anything, when I sat down and differentiate these two things on my own understanding. I realized that I didn't love myself. Why I was, even the reason why I was working, you can't explain it. And when you see that there is being busy, you end the day tired. And being productive, your day ends with when you've accomplished something. So, but when you're busy, you will be. I remember when I was still working my regular jobs, I was busy. I come back tired. I still pull up my laptop. I'm like, I need to finish this assignment, But if you're productive, you're going to accomplish that thing, and then you go to the next step. And that's why employees, we are just in a circle. There's something you do on Mondays, there's something you're going to do on Tuesdays, there's something on Wednesdays, there's something on Thursdays, there's something on Friday. Year in, year out, it's going to be the same thing. So you need to do something to make things different, or your employer will do something to say, okay, I need to multiply my income. So you guys, you're going to start doing things differently. But he's the one, or she's the one earning more than you. So even then, you can see when they're always, people are changing cancellation policies, people are changing terms and conditions, right? In their companies. They're like changing, trying to do things different. But for you, you're not trying to do things different. And you tell yourself that it's not really hard, but then you're not productive. And the other thing is that I should say looking busy versus getting results. So you can be busy, but you're not getting results. That's why you're from one job, you will apply a second job. And when I came into this country, it actually traumatized me. I'm like, okay, if you're a nurse and you're making, let's say, $70 an hour, or let's say $100 an hour, why do you have to go for a second job? Why don't you just make ways on how you can multiply this $70 into $300 an hour? Why don't you come with that mindset? Because you're just looking busy. At the end of the day, you're just active. Like the activity, being busy, it's just activities. You need to do those activities. And being productive, you will come out with the outcomes. So you need to differentiate. What do you want? Do you just want activities? Do you want the activities, or you want the outcomes? Then you will pick what is convenient for you at the end of the day. And then saying yes versus saying no. If you're busy, everything is going to be yes. You can't say no to your boss, even if you know it's not something you want to do. You cannot. You will just say yes, 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 sir, yes, mama, yes, sir, yes, this. So you cannot have that saying no. And busy says yes to everything. Even if you have your I remember when I had my little boy, they called me at the daycare. My little boy is sick. I need to go pick him. This is where I need now to call the babysitter, and the babysitter is not available. So he needs to call the cousin to go pick this little boy. I cannot even say no. I need to leave this work. And the boss is like, no, you cannot leave because nobody's gonna replace you. We need somebody. And they're like, look for that person among your fellow employees. How? You have more energy than me. You have more power. You have more say. You're the one to help me. But unfortunately, you can't. So, and you will see that being productive, this is where you protect your time. You value your time. You value what matters than what matters to others. And you will understand that noisy versus results. If you're busy, you'll end up when you're just noisy. If you're a manager, I'm sorry, I've ever been in that place. That's why I think I'm used of it. Being a supervisor, this is where you're noisy everywhere. Do this. Oh, you haven't done this. You're just noisy everywhere. You're gonna be seen everywhere. But when you're busy, it means busy creates overwhelm, if you understand it. And productive creates clarity. So you just need to understand these differences and then pick whatever it's convenient for you, because that's however much I was busy. This is where I mentioned earlier that I was busy, whereby I used to drop off my little boy at 6 a.m. and report at my regular work at around 6:30, and then I mean 6 a.m. and then 6:30 a.m. I'm on my regular job. I leave my regular job, my first job, at around, I think was 2:30. But what I know, my second job I had to report at 3. So from 3 to 10 p.m. From 10 p.m. run pick my kid and then come to home and then prepare for the next day. So I was that busy. I didn't have time for myself anywhere. But I realized that my paycheck, my bank, it's not developing anymore. I couldn't invest or save apart from bills. And being busy, this is where even I used to make a lot of accidents because I come back tired, sometimes dozing behind the wheel. So you end up, you're like, oh, even my saving is going to go in something else. And I realized that productive shapes your future. And you will see that filling time versus building a future. So when you're busy, you fill your schedule will be good. You make sure you have to report on time, you don't miss. And actually, they even give some gifts at the end of the year: best performer, best employer, best employee, sorry. So, and they put a mask on your face. So it's just filling your schedule. You're filling those schedules. But when you're productive, you're shaping your future because you know how your future needs to look like. If you're an employee, you cannot actually shape that future because you're limited when it comes to income. So there are things whereby you cannot do because of this limited income. But if you're productive, you are unlimited when it comes to income, because you are the one. Like, you need to know, okay, Dorothy, what do you need to do to make 30,000 this month? If last month you made 40, let's say 30,000, and this month you need 40,000, what do you need to do? You say, okay, what do I need to do? I need to look into my marketing strategy. Last time, how much did we use? We used, let's say 10,000, and we made this much. Okay, let's use 15. We make $50. 50,000. So it's like you can shape it, but for the employee, you cannot. At the end of the day, you have somebody who is breathing under your neck and will actually, they are shaping their future. That's why they are giving you schedules. You need to make sure at 9 a.m. you're here. At 5 p.m., that's when you leave. So they are shaping their future, not yours. Because they know if you report at this time, this and this will be done. Their clients will get the service on time, and they will have more clients. They will have more referrals. What referral do you have? So, and then you need to make sure the daily question is, you need to ask yourself, am I just busy or am I progressing? So if you get to know that, trust me, you will realize that you're busy for nothing. You're not busy. You just need to come out of your comfort zone, and you just need to, like, if you're ready to move from busy to productive, just DM any of the person here. Trust me, DM and the word, let's say DM the word results, because you're looking for results. You're not looking for you being busy. So I think that is what I can leave for my people there. If they think they're busy, you're just wasting your time. You need to start be productive.
Yeah, it's really well said, because I know I was as a technician in heavy equipments in UAE, and I was a productive. So company was using me, right, to productive, and they're charging the customer like 1,500 dirhams for 1 hour, and they were giving me only just 100 dirhams. So I'm
I know.
I'm doing productive work, but the company is taking the all
Major
day.
challenge.
No, my dear, you were not productive. You were just busy. The company was productive.
Oh, it's
Yes.
just
And
a name.
I see.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what it's really well said, Dorothy. And we need to see ourselves that to be productive in our business. If we show that same productivity in our business,
Yes, you'll see the
definitely,
fruit of it as well.
yes, you'll get a fruit of it, but not
That's true.
at fast, but
Immediately, yeah.
it will take time to get the fruit.
But
You
we will
bet.
reach there for sure.
Yes.
For sure.
Mhm.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Really, it is amazing. I think I
Yes.
need to go back and watch this interview again.
Yes.
So much of it's Sheetal, yes, you want to add something?
Yeah, that's like in detail. You explained everything. What is that difference between many of us still have that mindset that the job is the only thing that can build, bring in money into the household. But then we've all been brought with that same thought. But then today, what I heard from you really, we need to really go back and watch the replay again and listen to what you said. And people should watch the replay again. So we move on to a last question for the day. So can you share a few inspiring words in your native language for people who still feel unsure about starting their own online business?
Wow, in my own native language?
Yes.
Okay. I'm from Uganda. In Uganda or in Luganda, we should say that nti omuntu yenna akyatya okutandika online business say you're still sleeping. The world is going. And say tambula, we are moving from one place to another. So way back before, BlackBerry was the fastest smartphone in the world. But as we speak, Eriru Dawa, Teriwo, we don't have it. So it means that these iPhone, Samsung, they were productive. iPhone, Samsung, they were advertising like crazy. They used the digital technologies and online platforms, and that is where the world is taking us. And CJ tutwala. So mwenabali eyo nga mukyalinze kyekiddako, trust me, mufune ebintu bye mwekwatako naddala ebiri mu technology kuba ensi gye tutwala. Yeah, that is it.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and explaining things to us in detail. And I believe that this has brought some value to the people who are watching us. And thank you for once again for your precious time. You gave us almost 50 minutes of your time. I know you're a busy lady. Thank you so much. And we've learned personally also so much and gained some knowledge from what you said. And I believe
that's great.
that and I believe that our audience who will be watching, who are watching the live or who will be watching the replay also will gain some knowledge and understand what we are doing and how it has helped common people like us to start from nothing to something that we are building on. So thank you once again and for joining us and sharing with us and thank you to all our viewers who've been watching us live and who will be watching the replay. So we will see you all next week again with another amazing guest to hear from our guest, their journey and their insights about the business. Have a wonderful weekend and enjoy your weekend. Spend time with your family and take care of yourself. And we will see you all next week again with another amazing guest. And God bless each and every one of you. So bye from our side.
Thank you,
Bye.
Coach. Thank you so much for
Oh, yeah.
accepting the invite and amazing, really. We a lot of insights, and we need to look at this again interview.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you, everybody.
You're
Bye.
welcome.